video day, guys. So for today's video, we're going to be doing my first impression follow-ups on a few different products that I did first impressions on a little while back. I've been using a lot and I definitely have my final opinion on them. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go over a few different items. We've got the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palette in Orange Obsessions. We also have the Natasha de Nona Sunrise palette. We also have two different concealers here. We have the Loreal Full Wear Concealer as well as the JEFFREE Star Magic Star Concealer. And finally, the Pat McGrath Labs Foundation. I'm going to tell you guys what I thought during my first impression and what I'm thinking right now. So if you guys are interested, let's go ahead and let's get into all of my final thoughts. We're gonna start off this video with the one that is not here, and that is the Pat McGrath Labs Foundation. So I really wanted to love this, and I gave this a few goes. And if you guys saw, I filmed I think 2 videos using it. I also wore it a couple of different times, and guys, I couldn't get this foundation to work for my skin. Now, it really wasn't the finish. The finish is absolutely stunning. The finish is so beautiful on this foundation. It almost gives you this beautiful filtered look. I love the way it looks on the skin. You do have to use quite a bit of product in order to cover like acne scars and stuff because the formula is so liquidy. Now, this is a $68 foundation. So that being said, it was pretty pricey for the amount of coverage that it was giving me. I'm okay spending a lot of money on foundation. One of my all-time used foundation is La Prairie Skin Caviar, which is over $160, I believe. When I used to buy it, it was $160. I believe the price has gone up quite a bit since then, and that was a foundation I wore for years. I don't mind spending money on foundations if they are good for my skin, and that is the key here. It wasn't good for my skin. It would make me itchy when I would wear this Pat McGrath foundation. Now, a lot of people pointed out to me that there was a high alcohol content in it. It could be that the alcohol was drying my skin a little bit, and I do have combo skin. However, lately my combo skin has been oily in some areas, dry in some other areas, so definitely I have a true combination skin going on. So I feel like that high alcohol content was really getting my skin in certain areas a little dry. So what was happening, in my opinion, is after it would dry down, I would start itching in all the areas that I had dryness because it was probably drying it a little bit more. Some other people did point out some other ingredients that were in the foundation that could cause your skin to get irritated a little bit, can cause your skin to itch. I'm not 100% sure what the product is inside of the foundation, but there was something for sure, and the finish was pretty. The itching would go away after a little while, but it was just, for $68, I want my skin to look beautiful, but I also want to feel like I'm not wearing anything. You know what I mean? Like, am I asking for too much here? But I just thought that it was just a little bit too much of a hassle. I didn't like that you had to wear so much foundation to get it to medium coverage. I didn't like that it itched my skin. If you guys out there love light to sheer coverage, that's the coverage it gives you. And I'm okay with that. But me personally, I like medium coverage. So light to sheer coverage is something I would wear on the daily basis, like going to the grocery store, going shopping. I usually put on pretty light coverage. So this foundation would be like my light coverage foundation that I would wear to the grocery store and all these other places, because I definitely wouldn't wear it out because it didn't have like a nice medium coverage that I liked. You had to build it up, and if you built it up too much, it looked a little bit more cakey than it did light to sheer. So for me, a $68 foundation that has alcohol in it, I can't wear every single day, and the coverage was too light. All of those things kind of went for me. So I started to wear the foundation, and I realized I can't wear this daily. It will dry out my skin. It has alcohol in it. And one of my other favorite foundations, the YSL All Hours, I don't wear it every single day. I wear it when I go out at night because it gives you this nice medium full coverage, beautiful look that I love, but I use it when I go out at night, and that's like very random. So I don't have to worry about it drying out my skin. So if this foundation would have given me this nice, beautiful, full, medium to full coverage, and also has that beautiful kind of like porcelain look that it does to you, I would have been so excited. I would have loved this so much, and if it didn't itch me, it didn't itch me was a big one. So finally, at the end of trying it for a while, I just decided to send it back. It was not working for my skin. It was making me too itchy, and I know if I would have kept it, I would have kept on trying. It just wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to my skin. So I just decided, let's part ways. You and I, we're not getting along. So I can't recommend it for anybody who has sensitive skin. I also don't want to recommend it to anybody who has dry skin. Oily skin, you might like it if you like light to sheer coverage and you want to pay $68 for that type of coverage. That's up to you. So now this little guy right here, now this is another story. The magic, oh my God, you just want to do this. Every time you hold this, you kind of want to go, you know, I don't know, this thing, it feels like a wand. But anyways, this Magic Star, awesome. I love this Magic Star concealer. So I have been using this non-stop. I have mentioned this in a few other videos and you guys have probably heard me say this. This star is too sharp. I wish Jeffree would either put this in a circle or dull down the star. Some of you guys have told me to pull off the star and I probably could pull it off. I would break it, but I probably could pull it off. Now, the only reason I care is just because since it is so sharp and stuff, sometimes I have caught myself going, ah, like when I go to dig into my makeup. I got a lot of makeup, so I dig in there and I'm always stabbing myself with this thing. And also I kind of hide it from my toddler because I figure she will stab herself. And I'm telling you, this thing will puncture you. Like if you really do it hard, you will get punctured by this. So the star is too sharp. You probably could pull this thing off. I'm just scared of like really making mine look ugly for Instagram. But other than that, I would probably figure out a way to take this off. But this is an amazing concealer. Amazing concealer. This conceals to the T, gives you a beautiful luminous under eye, doesn't cake up. It gives you a really nice coverage. I like this more than the Tarte Shape Tape. I think this is beautiful. Tarte Shape Tape is more full coverage than this one, but this one just does something so great for my under eyes. Since I am older, I'm 36, when I put on concealers, I have to be a little careful because I do have a little bit of lines under my eyes. I mean, they're there, and they're probably gonna get worse. And when I use concealers, I try not to use anything too thick or heavy that will accentuate those lines. This one does a really nice coverage because I do have dark circles, so I still need to cover it. But this one does such a great job. I love this. I highly recommend this to anybody. If you have mature skin, try this. This is so good, and I think you're gonna love it. All right, so let's talk about this one right here from Huda Beauty. So this is the Neon Obsessions palette. This is one of her palettes that she released this year. She came out with a few different ones. There's like 3 of them. They're all neon theme, and this is a fun palette to add to your collection if you just want these neon colors. I do think this is the prettiest one after seeing all the other ones that she came out with. This is definitely the prettiest one in my opinion. These don't work the same as her other Obsessions palettes because a lot of these are pigments. There's a lot of colors in here that are actually pigments. Pigments do not blend the same as eyeshadows. They can stain your eyes and they don't blend as good. So those are 2 things that, you know, when you're trying to buy these palettes is not like the biggest seller, like, hey, this might stain your eyes and you're gonna have a hard time blending them. But that's true for this palette. I also feel like the glitters in here are not the same as her other Obsessions palettes, that they're so silky and amazing. They have a little bit more of a sheerness to them when you're applying them. But the palette itself is nice. It gives you a very vibrant look. I was able to create some really nice vibrant looks using this palette. So it's not like the palette is bad. Colors that are pigments, when you use them, you kind of have to put them in place and kind of work dabbing them in and then blending. Otherwise, it's not going to work as good. So that is something to keep in mind. So if I were to tell you guys, should you buy this? I would probably say if you love these colors and you like to collect these minis, maybe it's worth it. But if you want to pick one of Huda Beauty's little mini Obsessions palettes, this would not be the one I would recommend to you. I would definitely say the Smoky Obsessions, the Emerald Obsessions, the Mauve Obsessions. Those are phenomenal. This one is different, but it's not phenomenal in any way. It's just... All right, so let's talk about one drugstore item. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is a great drugstore concealer, guys. I love this, but like, I love it. Like, I wear this a lot. This gives you a really good coverage. It's thicker than the Jeffree Star one. It's also not as luminous as the Jeffree Star one. It gives you amazing coverage. It does a really good job. It doesn't get into my fine lines. It's a thicker formula, but it works really good. I think that this is amazing. The color I got in this one is Cashmere 360, and in the Jeffree Star one, just so you guys always ask me this and I always forget to tell you, is C6. So I got C6 in Jeffree Star and Cashmere in L'Oreal. The L'Oreal one, I have it a little bit darker than the Jeffree Star one. I love this. I think that this is a great concealer from the drugstore. So if you guys are looking for a good drugstore option, I've been going to that a lot lately. And I love concealers. And I love concealers. And I love good concealers. And that's a good concealer. So this is the last product I'm going to talk to you guys about. And it is this one. This one here from Natasha de Nona, the Sunrise palette, guys. This is probably the best small palette Natasha de Nona has ever come out with. This is probably, actually, this is the only size of this palette Natasha de Nona has ever come out with, but she should come out with more of these. The formula, amazing. I love the formula inside of this palette. It gives you the most beautiful eye looks. The metallics in here are amazing. The mattes are amazing. I cannot tell you enough good things about this palette. I would definitely tell you guys, buy this over the Coral Obsessions. The Coral Obsessions palette's going for like $48. This one's $65. You get a lot more colors in here. A lot of the colors in here do look similar to the Coral Obsessions one. I did see it in person and I said, wait a minute. Just get the Sunrise palette. Get it during a sale if you don't want to spend that much money on it. But this is worth it. You get so many colors in here. It works impeccable. Now, the only complaint I have, and I have said this in previous videos, I wish there was a dark brown in here or something more dark and deep, because I feel like the darkest color in here is this color right here, and it goes very like burgundy on the eye, but a light burgundy. You're gonna get very like burgundy-esque looks when you use this palette. Everything's gonna go more Sunrise-esque. You're gonna see a lot of like burgundy-ish looks, pink looks, a little bit purple. That's what you're gonna get with this palette. But I wish that there was a dark brown, because I really think a dark brown could have brought in this palette to another level. But guys, the reality is there is no dark brown in here, and I bet you a lot of us own dark brown at our homes. Like, I have so many palettes with dark brown in it. So just because this palette doesn't have dark brown doesn't mean that I'm like super let down, because I love the colors in here. The only thing is, if I were to take this on vacation, I already know the looks I'm going to come out with this. A lot of them are going to be in the same family, and I feel like a dark brown could have taken this to the next level. So that's all I really think. I do think that if you guys like Natasha de Nona, if you've never tried Natasha de Nona, this is a really good way to start. It has so many different colors in it. The colors work awesome. I really think the quality of this palette lives up to her bigger palettes. It's probably the most spot on that I have tried, even compared to her little minis that are cheaper. I think this is a great value. I think you get a lot of colors in here. You're never gonna really go through this. I mean, it's so hard to go through eyeshadow palettes anyways, and this has enough product in it. It has beautiful colors, and I love it. Highly recommend, and I would totally tell you guys to try that one. If you're gonna try anything from Natasha de Nona, try that one. It's super good. The colors are beautiful, rich, and you come out with some beautiful eye looks. So I'm gonna be giving you guys a lot more first impression follow-ups coming very, very soon. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget, thumbs up, leave me your comments below. Have you guys tried any of these products? Are any of them on your wish list? And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.